And Katie, how do you ground yourself?
For me, water. Like the beach, lake, stream, the sound of water. Even like Logan and I will go, my boyfriend Logan will go down to even like the gutter after it rains, and just listen to the water rushing through the gutter. Because we're from New Mexico and there is no water there at all. It is dry as a bone. So definitely water, I would say. Baths are like incredibly healing for me. Do you guys like water? Does that help you?
I like the sound of streams, rivers, waterfalls are really, like going hiking where there's waterfalls really
they
makes
say
me
what,
feel
the
good.
negative ions big time around falling water.
Oh, yeah.
I've read that anyway. I can't feel it. It does feel better, but I go, oh, that's an ion. I never had that.
Interesting.
feeling.
I never knew that, but it does make me feel better.
That's what water features are all about. You have a really uptight office that's supposed to mellow.
Okay.
Because we
Very
have
cool.
too many positive ions. Just for the audience, if you guys don't know, we have too many positive ions. We need negative ions to balance us out. So like rainfall has negative ions. Your feet on the ground, that has negative ions, and you're exchanging the negative ions for the positive ions, and it actually makes you healthier, and it physically, like scientifically grounds you.
Wow.
And so you're looking for the waterfall like you were talking about.
Interesting. So do you ground yourself any other way?
Meditation.
Yoga.
How do you know when you're grounded?
Well,
That's a good question.
This is
watch
hard.
your
I'll
eyes.
try to explain this, but when I'm sure you experience the same thing. When you're really kind of getting anxious and panicky and stuff is overwhelming you, that's very earthly. You get really small. You feel small in your body and everything seems big. I'm always trying to get to this space where I'm looking down on the world, and I'm up here, it's safe up here, and I can have perspective, so that stuff can't stress me out. So it's this feeling inside of me where I go from feeling like this, it's really small, to feeling expanded and big and above the
mental
situation.
health-wise.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Actually, we charge a lot to teach that. So,
That's amazing. That's really amazing, because for me, it's almost the opposite. When I need to be grounded, I have to go plop myself on the ground. I mean, get my shoes off.
You're a hobbit.
I am. I'm a hobbit, and if I can, if I know like the grass is not a public area, there's probably been
or
a lot
dogs
of
haven't made a lot of use of it.
I will. Yeah, exactly. I will laying on the grass, laying on the ground is just like so comforting to me. So comforting. I remember there was this one summer when I was just going through a lot of stuff, had a lot of personal stuff going on, and I needed to work through all this. And I would go out and I would sit, and this wasn't even on the grass, I would sit on the dirt, and I would bring this little candle, and I would just light this candle, and I would sit on the dirt, and I'd have my shoes off too.
How old were you here?
How old was I?
Yeah.
Oh, I was an adult.
Okay.
Yeah, it was probably.
So you see a kid doing that, you worry.
It was like 15. It was probably about 15 years ago, maybe a little more, about 15. But I would have my toes on the dirt, just feel so good, and my hands were on the dirt, and I would just sit there.
That is so cool.
And but then after a little while, I was just get my candle and go back in.
Yeah, balance is everything.
Yes,
right. I do have a lot of fire in my chart.
Did you find someone that told you to do that, or did you
I
just
did.
come up with it yourself?
Actually, I did. Like I said, I was going through something, discovering stuff, trauma. I was working through trauma, and I went to a psychic, and she was great. She was really cool, and she said, you need to work through this, and because there was a whole process. I did this whole thing where it was a writing thing, where I would write with my dominant hand. I'd ask a question, like whatever it was about the trauma, and write it out on paper with my dominant hand, which happened to be my right. And then the answer that would come to me, you write with your left hand, because it's like coming to you, and it was kind of automatic writing. But
That's
it was
what that's called, automatic.
Yeah, but it was with my left hand,
Could
so
you
I would
read it?
answer the question.
Yeah, could you
I
read
could
it?
read it.
Okay, good.
I could read it.
I don't think
So
I'd be able
it was
to.
right and right. So the question was with my dominant. The answer was with my non-dominant, and I would just do 3 questions, and I did that every day, 3 questions every day. Maybe it wasn't 3 every day, but at least 1 it was a whole summer. So, a couple of months, 2-3 months. And I would just sit there, and it worked through that trauma.
It was also balancing. So you were grounding and balancing because you were using right and left brain also probably.
wow.
Exactly, right? Yeah.
So right and left brain, right and left balancing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And intuitively knowing that this was going to heal and ground
Yeah,
you.
and thank God for her. I don't remember her name. I think her name was Joyce. Joy was in her name. She's in Sedona now, I think. But anyway.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, if she had not done that, I don't know. It was just like so important to me to do that. But it was the dirt. I was sitting on the dirt, not even the grass. But now I like to go, or if I need something fun, I'm just like, the ground's not doing it. I'll go to a park, like where there's little kids' playground.
Park bench doesn't do it though, does it?
No, I swing. I get on the kids' swings.
swing,
I swing, or the
Wonderful.
slide. I just have to have movement and just kind of have a fun kind of grounding because
That probably
it's too heavy.
soothes your inner child too, which
Yeah,
is probably
probably.
where people's inner
That's
child
where
is probably
exactly, and
where a lot
that's
of
where
ungrounding comes from.
exactly where the trauma was from. It was like
Oh.
your inner child is crying, like you need to go play.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
We all need more play.
We all do need more. That will ground us.
To treat the inner child to that playfulness and allowing, that child to have its needs met.
Would you say that? That's an interesting point, that life can get so serious and everyone on the outside is trying to tell you all the serious stuff is happening. Do you think like play and fun would be really therapeutic for people?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think anytime you can regress to that too, because almost all the trauma people have started there. So if you can go back there and get conversant, to where you can relieve some of that stuff. Getting back there is the hard part. Once you get back there once, I think you can go back again easier.
A lot easier, because even if you're going through that and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, you can go back to that place and in your ground, however you ground, if you're in the swimming pool or in the bath or whatever it does, however you get to that place, you can say, oh, okay, so as a child, what was my favorite thing to do that was fun? And that fast, you're going to get what it is, and then if you can, go do that.
I think probably animals and kids help you do that too, like pets and
Yes.
kids.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Kids will
yes,
shut
they
up.
do.
Yeah.
Tap into that kind of fun inner
Yeah.
Yeah.
place.
Or when you said animals will help you ground too. When you're chaotic,
Actually, a lot
petting
of
your
this
dog.
that us men do in hunting is just an excuse to do that.
to be in nature.
Did you
That's
get
a good
anything?
point.
No. Did you shoot your gun? No. Okay.
Bonding
Did
and
you-
grounding.
right.
Yeah, because you weren't out there
Because
to
you're in
shoot
nature,
something.
Yeah.
hugging the tree.
We also had a manly activity that
Like a
was
bonding,
approved, by
Yeah.
other men, so we could buy the right clothes and the right truck and the right stuff to go do it. So it's a male bonding thing, and we don't really care if we kill anything at all.
I talked to my boyfriend about that because I was like, what's it with it? What's with men in golf? Like, you're out there on the course for hours and hours just missing. But then he told me, and I realized that you're just getting in nature. Like, that's your way to
Yep.
get in nature,
And
just
it's
like
some
all
of the
those
prettiest
things.
nature you've ever been in.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
I wanted to join a golf club just so I could walk around.
Yeah.
God, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Same with fishing, which I think is
Oh, fishing.
incredibly boring,
Yeah.
but you're in nature. That's what
Yeah.
you're really
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
When I would go fishing, I didn't actually fish. I sat on the side of the river and with the
So you didn't go
book.
fishing. You went like
Yeah, I was
reading.
just reading or whatever, with my toes in the
She
water.
was reading about fishing.
I wasn't even reading. You know what I would do? I would
Is
look
that
at
Moby Dick?
maps.
No.
I would look at maps,
Oh,
and I would just look for really fun. That's
just
where.
to be there, just to find a place that would give you that.
No, I would just say like, where do I want to go? Where do
Well,
I
you
want to?
enjoy
Where
that
do I
too.
want to try? Dreaming. I was dreaming.